Are you looking to declutter your house as fast as possible? Well, you are in luck. I have 10 decluttering tips, but wait until the end because I have a bonus tip for you that you're not going to want to miss. I'm Jessica, the Organized Mama. I help families with tips, tricks, and tutorials that are so practical the entire family can do it. One thing I hear is that decluttering takes up so much time, and since nobody has any extra time, there are some easy ways that you can declutter quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean fast. Like, you don't have to be spending an entire weekend or month decluttering your house. If you follow these tips, you will be able to declutter quickly. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, when I say clutter, I mean things that you do not use. Anything that is not being used is clutter. Everything that is used is not clutter. I want to make that clear because I feel like a lot of people think stuff out on their counters is clutter when sometimes those things are being used. What if you're baking and you have a bunch of items out? Is that clutter? No, those are items that you're using. So the things that are clutter are the things that are taking up space that don't need to because you don't use them. Now, if things are out on your countertop and you prefer them to be somewhere else, that's a different story. But clutter for the purpose of this video are things that you do not use. Okay, number one, start one room at a time. The reason why you want to do one room at a time is because you can go through it really fast. Instead of bouncing around from room to room, focus on one area, and then when that area is decluttered, move to the next. Number two, declutter with a garbage bag in hand. That means that as soon as you find any trash, because you're always going to find trash, just throw it in the garbage bag. Now, I also like to have a paper bag around for any items that I want to donate. Now, the reason why I like a paper bag is because it's just a different looking bag that I can differentiate between what is trash, the garbage bag, and what is donate, the paper bag. If that doesn't work for you, put labels on your bag so you know what should go where. But this way, for me, the visual helps so much so I can see what items should go where. And so things don't always get messed up. Like, it's the worst when you throw garbage in the donate bag and then you have to go through it to get the stuff. It's gross. So I like using two separate bags for that reason. Also, just super fun little tip, you can also use reusable bags for donation and then donate those reusable bags because donation centers can always use those. Number three, move non-room items out of the room. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's say you're in the kitchen and you are decluttering your kitchen. Any non-kitchen item should be removed from the kitchen. So just get it out of the room. Any living room item should just be removed from the room. Any office item should just be removed from the room. When you do that as you're decluttering, not only are you going to be quickly moving things out where they actually belong, you can see if something doesn't belong in this room, but it doesn't belong in any other room, that it's probably clutter and you don't actually need it. So it's an easy way, because again, you're going through room by room, to remove things quickly from the space. Number four, increase how frequently you are decluttering. Okay, so what I mean by that is, instead of planning one entire weekend to declutter your entire house, spend 10 minutes every day doing it. This way, you're going to be able to declutter things quickly because you have a set time period. So there are some apps on your phone. I personally like the app called Streaks. I think it is the best because it's kind of like a game where you want to keep up the streak that you have started for yourself. So let's say you want to declutter for 10 minutes every day. Set a Streaks timer, and then every day you click it for 10 minutes, and then you go and declutter your space so that you're increasing the frequency and how often you are decluttering, so you don't have to worry about doing a whole weekend declutter. Number five, set goals for when you're decluttering. So before you even start, make sure you set a goal as to what it means to declutter. What are you actually striving for? Are you just looking to remove the garbage? Are you looking to reset your entire space? Are you looking to get organized? Whatever it is, set a goal. And then with that goal, make sure that you include how frequently you want to keep this space that way, how long you're going to last when you are decluttering, and what you're gonna do with all of the stuff that you no longer want in your room. When you set a goal and make a plan, you are more likely to follow through with said goal because you have an action plan and you're going to take action. Number 6, declutter throughout your day. Don't just wait till the end of the night to do a declutter. Okay, so what I mean by this is you're working at your desk, right? You're typing out an email and you have a bunch of papers and stuff sitting next to you. So instead of jumping on your phone to scroll on Facebook, you're gonna quickly sort through that little pile of papers that was next to your desk when you sent out that email. Then you just did a quick declutter. You're in your kitchen and you open up your utensil drawer and you see, you have a whole bunch of that plastic silverware or whatever. You go through that drawer really fast. Before you take that spoon to get that ice cream, you go and declutter that drawer really fast so that then you can get the spoon. If you do that throughout the day, you can quickly declutter your stuff and you aren't waiting until the end of the day to do your declutter. You're doing it as you go about your day, which means you are going to declutter more faster because you're doing it throughout your day. 7, be decisive. Be decisive. Seriously, when you are doing a fast declutter, you need to be decisive. No more waiting around and like, oh, well, maybe I'll use it. I don't know. I could repurpose it here, blah, blah. Either take action or get rid of it. You need to be decisive. You can't hold on to things just because you want to. You have to hold on to things because they are actually going to serve a purpose in your house. Now, I have free guided decluttering questions that I use and I love to use because these questions are things that will help you and support you thinking about the stuff as you go through and declutter. They're actual questions you can answer yes or no to, and it'll give you a clear idea as to if you need to keep that item or if you can part with it. So I highly recommend downloading those now. 8, remove doubles of things. When you have doubles of things, the likelihood of them becoming clutter is greater. So reduce the amount of doubles. Get rid of them. Move them away. Don't keep them in your house. 9, if there is no legal or financial reason to keep it, you can part with it. Seriously. Now, the reason why we say legal is, you might have like wills, you might have leases, you might have other like documents that you need to save. And financial, and those could be like specialty items. So if it's not one of those things, it's okay to part with. Now, a lot of times people have sentimental attachment to items, and those sentimental attachments make it difficult to part with things. But just know, if it doesn't have a financial or legal purpose, it is okay to part with them. I have more tips on dealing with sentimental clutter that you can watch down below. It's a whole playlist that will walk you through decluttering sentimental items. It is a whole other topic and there is so much more to say on that. Number 10, create a spot for clutter. What? I know that sounds super counterintuitive, but just hear me out. You're always gonna have clutter, always. So if you have a designated spot to collect that clutter, it's going to make decluttering in the long term much easier because you have one spot to go through and sift through and declutter as fast as you can versus having to go through an entire room. So if you have little baskets or little areas where you can just kind of dump clutter or have the family just kind of swoop things into and then later on you can just go through and dump it in the trash, it's going to make your decluttering faster. Now I have a bonus tip. What? Okay, are you ready for the bonus tip? To declutter fast, you need to make sure that you don't have any mental clutter. What? Yes, seriously. If you are clutter-free up here, you are going to be able to be far more decisive. You are going to be faster at moving through your stuff. You're going to be able to move through your day quickly as you declutter because your mind isn't all boggled up with so much mental clutter. So how do you remove that mental clutter? Well, you do a brain dump. That's where you take paper and pencil and you write it all down, everything that's going on in your head. Do it every morning, every afternoon before bed. Pick a time that works for you just to kind of dump it all out. and then you will be ready to declutter fast because you aren't worrying about, well, what about this? Oh, I forgot to pick up this item. Oh, I need to go to the dry cleaner. Oh, we're out of celery in the refrigerator. You don't have to think about any of that because it's all written down on paper. So it alleviates your brain by writing it down, paper and pencil, writing it down. Your brain is like, oh, I can get this off my chest, and it doesn't have to think about it. So you are going to make faster decisions because your mind is clutter-free.
Love what you see? Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every Wednesday.